Carter sat alone in the small repair room on Station 9, far away from any busy trade routes. His job was to fix old communication towers and keep the outpost running. It was quiet work, sometimes boring, but he liked the peace. That day, he had picked up something strange from a forgotten relay dish orbiting a dead planet nearby. It wasn't a normal signal. It didn't follow any known language or pattern. Still, it made him feel watched. He tried to clean the dish and reset the systems. The static faded, but just as he turned to leave, he felt a sharp pain behind. His eyes? It wasn't like anything he'd felt before. He dropped his tool and grabbed his head. After a few seconds, the pain stopped. Confused, he looked around the small room. Nothing had changed, but something inside him felt different. Later. That night, while lying in his bunk, Carter heard a voice. "Hello?" He sat up quickly. No one else was on the station. He checked the comm silent. He looked around empty. The voice came again, soft and unsure. "Can you hear me?" His heart raced. "Who's there?" he asked aloud. "You can hear me." "This is strange," the voice replied, now clearer. "You are human. I didn't think this would work." Carter stood up slowly. "How are you in my head?" "I don't know. I touched something, and now I feel your thoughts," the voice said. "I am Alaren. I am not human." He felt her emotions. Curiosity, fear, something more, something old and alone. Carter tried to stay calm. "Where are you?" "Far. Deep. Underground on a planet with no sun. My kind hid here long ago. We were hunted. I've been alone a long time." Carter didn't understand how this was possible. Telepathy? Mind-link tech? Humans had never done this before, at least not like this. He didn't feel pain, but something was clearly inside his mind alive. Gentle, and not from Earth. "Your thoughts are loud," she said after a while. "You hide pain under jokes? You act strong, but you think you're not," he frowned. "Stop looking so deep." "I didn't mean to," Alaren said softly. "It's like touching warm water. I feel it without trying." Carter didn't know what to say. Part of him wanted to cut the link if he even could, but another part felt something else, something strange and comforting. For years he had worked alone, talked to no one, and kept his past buried. Now this voice saw everything. "I won't hurt you," she said, as if reading his worry. "I'm just curious. You're the first real mind I've touched since the fall of my people." "What fall?" "They came machines, they tore through our world. Our minds were used against us. Some of us escaped. I've been hiding since." Carter sat back on his bed. This wasn't just a voice. It was history, pain, and something real. "How did we get connected?" "Your ship sent a pulse. It woke something buried here. It reached out and touched you." He ran a hand through his hair. "What now?" "I don't know. I've never shared thoughts with a human." "Is it always this noisy in your head?" He laughed a little. "Maybe." The moment felt lighter, like two lonely people finding each other in the dark. Even with fear and confusion, Carter felt a strange calm. This wasn't just a broken machine anymore. This was something new. Before sleep took him, he whispered, "Good night, Alaren." "Good night, Carter," she said, her voice fading gently in his mind. The next morning, Carter woke up to silence. For a moment, he thought it was all a dream. Maybe the voice in his head, the strange connection, it was just his mind playing tricks. But then he felt it. A soft presence, like someone watching from the back of the room. "You're awake." Ilaren's voice came, quiet but clear. Carter sat up. "You're still here?" "Yes." "I stayed quiet so you could rest." He stood, stretched his arms, and looked out the station window. Stars still filled the dark sky, but now everything felt different. "This is still very weird." "I agree, but it is also peaceful," she replied. "I've never seen a human mind before. Yours is strange, but interesting. Thanks, I think." He walked to the control panel and checked the station logs. A ship had passed near the dead planet late at night. It didn't respond to any signals, and its ID was scrambled. Carter frowned. "We don't usually get visitors out here." "It wasn't a friendly ship," Alaren said suddenly. "You saw it?" "I felt it. Their thoughts were sharp, cold, not like yours." They're searching for something. Carter paused. You think they're after you? I know they are, she said, her voice trembling slightly. They destroyed my kind using machines that connected to our minds. They twisted thoughts into weapons. I was a child when we fled. Carter sat down slowly. How did you survive? We went deep underground, hid our minds, sealed our thoughts behind metal and stone. Most of us died. I stayed connected to one small memory orb. That's how I lived. He leaned back. And when I fixed that dish, it reached you. Yes, she said. And now they felt the link too. They'll come for it. Carter didn't know how to handle this. He was just an engineer. No training in alien warfare, no backup. And now, because of a simple repair, he was caught in something much bigger. You should leave. Ilaren said softly. Cut the link. Save yourself. He shook his head. If they're coming for you, I'm not letting them take you. You don't even know me. You saved my life yesterday, he said. And I'm not the kind of person who walks away from someone just because it's dangerous. She was silent for a moment. Then she said, You hide sadness under your brave voice. Yeah, he replied. Well, nobody wants to hear a sad engineer. The two of them stayed quiet for a while. Then Carter asked, Can you control machines? Some, only ones that accept neural commands. Your station has none, he smiled. Of course not. It's a piece of junk. Then we must be careful. She said, If they find the source of the signal, they'll trace it here. I can try to shut it down, Carter offered. But if the link stays, they'll still come. Then we prepare, Ilaren said, for the rest of the day. Carter worked with Ilaren, guiding him through ideas. They mapped old tunnels under the station, checked for escape routes, and even planned how to hide the signal better. She helped him scan the nearby space for other ships. Her mind was sharp, fast, and filled with knowledge from a lost civilization. While working, Carter felt her presence not just as a voice, but as emotion. When he got frustrated, she sent calm. When he was tired, she encouraged him. It was strange, like a friend who didn't need to speak. Later that night, Carter sat down with a hot drink. Ilaren, do you miss your home? Every day, she replied. The air smelled like warm stone. Our skies glowed with silver clouds, but it's gone now. I'm sorry, he said softly. You carry your own loss, she whispered. He nodded slowly. My brother, he was a pilot, died during a rescue mission. I told him not to go. You blame yourself. I do, he said. But it won't change anything. She sent a feeling through the link. Not words, just warmth. It wrapped around his sorrow like a soft blanket. Thank you, he whispered. We are not alone. Any more, Carter? He looked up at the stars. No, we're not. But in the darkness beyond the stars, something else stirred. A ship without lights moved silently toward the station, and on board, minds not born of flesh began to search. For him, the station lights flickered just before midnight. Carter looked up from his control panel, his fingers freezing in place. Outside the main window, space was quiet as always, but the instruments told another story. Something had entered. The system, no call sign, no signal, and no light. They're here, he whispered. Yes, Ilaren replied in his mind. It's one of them. I can feel it. Carter's heart beat faster. He stood up and checked the scanners. A dark object floated just beyond sensor range. The station systems didn't know what to call it, but Carter could see the shape: long, sharp, and covered in strange dark panels. It wasn't a ship built for peace. They're searching, Ilaren said. Their minds are cold, like ice. They feel no fear, no kindness, only the goal. What goal? To find the signal. And, destroy the source. Carter swallowed hard. You mean me? And me, she added softly. They want to end the connection. He ran to the old emergency panel, pulled out a dusty box and opened it. Inside were 2 old blasters, almost out of charge. Not much, but better than nothing. He strapped one to his hip. You cannot fight them with weapons like that, Ilaren warned. Yeah, but I don't plan to fight head-on. We're going to outthink them. Good, I will help. Carter moved quickly. He closed the outer hatches, powered down the station's beacon, and turned off all systems that used large energy signals. The place went dim, running only on emergency lights. In the silence, his thoughts were louder than ever in the Laren. "Listen to each one. They don't know where we are yet," she said. "But they're getting closer. We'll have to make it harder for them," he muttered. He led them through hidden paths in the lower decks where old wires and rusted pipes ran along the walls. Carter knew the station's insides better than anyone. He found an old power relay and overloaded it just enough to cause a fake signal burst in the wrong direction. That should send them away from us, at least for now. "Clever," Ilaren said, and he could feel her smile in the back of his mind, but their time was running out. The dark ship had sent something small drones, quiet and shaped like black insects. They moved fast and silently toward the station. Latching onto its surface, one of the outer doors hissed. "They're here," Carter said. He moved down to the lower bay, grabbed a welding torch, and opened a floor hatch that led to the tunnel system under the station. It was old and not safe, but it was their only chance. He slid down, landing hard, but he was up in seconds. The metal tunnels stretched for miles. "This place, it reminds me of my childhood tunnels," Ilaren said. "Did you hide there?" "Yes, when the sky was falling and the machines were coming." Carter paused. He could feel her sadness. Not just thoughts, memories. Broken walls, dim lights, her mother's voice telling her to stay quiet while the sounds of metal footsteps echoed above. "We'll get through this," Carter said. "You're not alone this time." They moved quickly through the tunnels, heading to an old emergency pod buried long ago during construction. Carter had found it months ago, but never repaired it. Now it was their best hope. Behind them, the station groaned. The drones had entered. They were scanning every room, every wire, looking for life signs, thoughts, or anything that didn't belong. "They're close," Ilaren warned. "How many?" "I feel 5 mines. But more may be shielded. They're not fully alive." Part machine, part stolen thought. Carter worked faster. He reached the pod and started reconnecting wires, using what little power he had left. Sparks flew, but the panel lit up. The system coughed once, then turned green. "We're good to go," he said with a shaky breath. Suddenly, pain shot through his head. They touched the signal path. Ilaren gasped. "They know now. They're coming here. Then we're leaving." He jumped into the pod and pressed launch. The small pod shook, then shot out from under the station like a silent bullet. Inside, Carter strapped himself in as the blackness of space rushed around them. No alarms. No lights. Just the hum of the old pod and the sound of his own breathing. "Thank you," Ilaren said softly. "You didn't have to do this." "Yeah, but I did," he said, "and I'll keep doing it." As the pod slipped into a hidden drift field, leaving the station behind, Carter knew this wasn't the end. They'd be hunted again. But for now, they had escaped. And through the link, Ilaren whispered, "We're stronger together." The small pod drifted silently through space, hidden in the shadow of a large asteroid belt. Carter sat quietly still, catching his breath. The emergency pod was old and slow, but it was safe. For now, where are we going? He asked Ilaren in his mind. "To a place I hope still exists," she replied softly. "A sanctuary from the past. It holds the memories of my people, maybe a chance to find others like me." Carter looked out at the dark rocks passing by. He trusted her. She was his link to something greater, something ancient. Hours later, the pod began to slow as it approached a distant planet covered in thick green forests and tall mountains. The planet was not on any current maps, hidden deep inside a forgotten system. "This is it," Ilaren said. "Zeller, the last refuge." Carter landed the pod carefully on a small clearing surrounded by tall trees. The air was thick but fresh, filled with the smell of moss and rain. He stepped out, feeling the soft ground beneath his boots. "How did this place survive?" he asked. "It was hidden by old technology," Ilaren explained. "A shield that blocked all scans and signals. Only a few know where to find it." As they moved deeper into the forest, strange ruins appeared, half-buried stones carved with symbols that glowed faintly in the dim light. Ilaren's mind brightened. These are the last remnants of the Zalari Empire, she said. A civilization built on thought and mind. But we fell when the machines came. Carter touched one of the stones. It hummed softly under his fingers. Your people were strong. Yes, and gentle, Ilaren replied. We lived with our minds open, connected to each other in ways humans cannot imagine. As they walked, Carter noticed the silence. Birds, no animals, only the soft rustle of leaves. Ilaren's voice lowered. The machines hunted not only minds but life itself. Most creatures here fled or hid. Carter felt a sadness he could almost touch. What happened to the survivors? Many died trying to protect what was left. Some escaped into space like me. But this place remained as a hope. They reached a tall tower built from stone and glass, half covered in vines. Carter pushed open the heavy door. Inside was a large room filled with glowing orbs floating in the air. Each orb showed a small scene, a memory, a story, a moment. In time, this is the memory vault, Ilaren said. Our history kept safe in these orbs. They hold our past, our knowledge, our souls. Carter reached out and touched one orb. Instantly, he saw a vision zeller in its prime, cities shining with light, minds sharing thoughts in a peaceful harmony. Amazing, he whispered "Lary" and smiled, her mind calm for the first time since. The connection began, but there is something you need to know, she said suddenly. Carter turned to her. What? I am not like others of my kind, she admitted. When the machines attacked, they tried to capture me. They fused me with their own technology. I am part Zalari, part machine. He stared in surprise. But you're still you. Yes. But this makes me dangerous for them and maybe for you too. Carter took her hand. We'll face it together. Whatever you are, you're not alone anymore, Ilaren nodded. There is more. In the vault, there is a device one that can protect my mind and maybe sever the link if it becomes too much. Then we should find it. They searched the vault, guided by glowing symbols. Finally, they found a small chamber hidden behind a sliding wall. Inside was a strange machine covered in dust but still humming softly. This is the mind shield, Ilaren explained. It can hide my thoughts from those who hunt me. But it requires energy, something only your kind can provide. Carter looked at the machine, then we'll power it together. As he connected the pod's energy cells to the device, Ilaren's thoughts grew quiet for a moment. Then she smiled through the link. Thank you, Carter. You've given me hope. Then a distant sound echoed through the forest, a low rumble. Like engines waking. They found us, Ilaren warned. Carter grabbed his blaster. Then we defend our new home. Together, mind and machine, human and the Zalari, they prepared for the battle ahead. This sanctuary might be the last chance for her people, and the first step toward a new future. The quiet of the forest shattered. As engines roared in the distance, Carter looked toward the sky where dark ships slipped through the trees like shadows. The hunters had found the sanctuary. They won't stop until they take the mind, Ilaren warned. We must protect this place. Carter grabbed his blaster and checked the emergency supplies in the small tower. He was no soldier, but he had to be brave. Ilaren's mind filled with memories of past battles, of loss and survival, and her calm steadied him. We don't fight alone, she said softly. There are others here, survivors of my kind. Carter raised an eyebrow. You mean there are more? Hidden, waiting. They moved quickly through the ruins, seeking signs of life. Soon, faint movements appeared behind broken walls. Scouts, cautious but hopeful. Their eyes glowed softly, and their minds reached out through the link. You brought a human, one elder said. Her voice curious but wary. He saved me, Ilaren replied firmly. And he will help us now, Carter stepped forward. I don't want trouble. I want to protect all of you. The elder studied him, then nodded. Then we prepare. Together they set traps among the trees, powered up ancient defenses hidden beneath the ground and trained in small squads. Carter learned quickly, guided by Ilaren's mind and the Sur Viver's knowledge. The sanctuary came alive with hope and strength. They will come in numbers, Ilaren said. And they use more than machines. They use fear. Carter frowned. What do you mean? They invade minds. Twist thoughts into weapons that break souls. Then we fight not just with guns, but with minds, Ilaren smiled. You understand. As night fell, the first attack began. Small drones zipped through the forest, firing energy pulses that cracked stone and tore leaves. Carter fired his blaster, but the real fight was unseen inside their heads. Hold your thoughts steady, Ilaren warned. They try to flood your mind with doubt. Carter closed his eyes briefly, pushing away the creeping fear. His thoughts became sharp and clear. The link with Ilaren grew stronger, a shield against the mental storm the Zalari survivors fought. With strange weapons devices that sent pulses of calm or bursts of energy into the attackers' minds. Carter watched as machines faltered, confused by the power of shared will. This is our strength, Ilaren said. Mind and heart together, the battle raged for hours. Carter was injured by a falling branch but kept fighting. Each time the hunters sent new waves of drones, the defenders pushed back, refusing to give ground. Finally, the dark ships appeared overhead, casting giant shadows. Carter looked up and saw their true-size massive vessels built like dark castles in space. The sanctuary's defenses would not hold long. We need a plan, Carter said, panting. I can try to reach the mind core of their fleet, Ilaren offered. If I connect, I can disrupt their control. Will it hurt you? It is risky. But if we don't stop them here, they will destroy everything, Carter nodded. Then do it, Ilaren closed her eyes. Her mind reached out through the link and beyond the stars, reaching toward the dark fleet. Carter felt her thoughts ripple like waves in his head, pain, effort, and fierce determination. Suddenly, the dark ship shuddered, the drones faltered and fell from the sky. The engines in the fleet slowed. The hunters' minds were confused, their control breaking. Carter smiled through the pain. You did it. But it took more than I thought, Ilaren whispered. I'm weaker now. We must finish this quickly. Carter helped her back to the tower. We fight together. They prepared for the final defense, knowing the battle was far from over. The sanctuary was alive with hope, because for the first time, a human and an alien were united not just by fate, but by mind and heart. The morning after the battle, the sanctuary was quiet but tense. Carter helped Ilaren sit near the glowing memory orbs. Her breathing was slow, but her mind felt weak. The effort to connect with the hunter's fleet had drained her. I didn't expect it to take so much, she said softly. The machines hold part of me now. Carter reached out and took her hand. You saved us all, but I fear the cost, she whispered. If I lose more, I may disappear. Carter looked at her with steady eyes. We'll find a way, together. The Zalari survivors gathered, their faces showing relief but also worry. Many had lost friends and family in the fight. The sanctuary was safe for now, but the war was far from over. We must protect the memory vault, the elder said. It holds the soul of our people, Carter nodded. And I want to help. We can rebuild. Your mind link is rare, another survivor said. It gives us hope. Days passed, and Carter worked with Ilaren to repair the sanctuary's defenses, but the link between them grew unstable. Sometimes Ilaren's thoughts would fade, or the pain would make her silent for hours. We need to find a cure, Carter said, something to heal your mind. The vault holds knowledge, she replied. Perhaps an answer. Together they studied the glowing orbs, searching for old medicines or devices. One orb showed a vision of an ancient healer Zalari, woman who used light and sound to mend broken minds. We must try this, Ilaren said. Carter gathered materials from the forest and old ruins. They built a small chamber where Ilaren could rest. Surrounded by soft lights and gentle sounds from ancient devices, the healing began slowly. At first, Ilaren's mind cleared and the pain lessened. But then strange dreams came, visions of the machines returning, dark and cold. The link is stronger than we thought, Carter said. They reached through it? One night, Carter woke to find Ilaren trembling. They are here, she whispered, trying to break through. He held her hand tight. We won't let them. But the struggle was hard. The machines tried to invade their shared mind, twisting memories and fears. Carter saw flashes of his darkest moments, failures, loneliness, the loss of his brother. Hold on, he told himself. Not just for me. Ilaren fought too, sending waves of calm and light through their link. Their thoughts joined, stronger than the invading darkness. Finally, after hours of mental battle, the machines withdrew. The sanctuary was safe again. We survived, Ilaren said, exhausted but smiling. Carter smiled back. And we will keep surviving, but the cost was clear. Ilaren's form grew weaker each day, and the link still carried pain. Carter knew a choice would come, a sacrifice to protect her people forever. Whatever happens, he said one evening. You won't face it alone. You have become my strength, she replied. And I yours. Outside, the forest whispered. In the night. The fight was not over, but in this moment, hope lived. The sanctuary lay calm under the soft light of the distant stars. But Carter and Ilaren knew the final challenge was near. The machines, the hunters, would not give up so easily. Their minds were connected deeper than ever, sharing hopes, fears, and strength. They are coming one last time, Ilaren warned. This will decide our fate. Carter checked the defenses. One last time. Survivors stood ready, their faces firm but hopeful. Carter was no soldier, but he carried the courage of everyone who believed in this fight. We fight together, he told the group. As the dark fleet approached the sanctuaries, energy pulsed. Carter and Ilaren stood side by side near the memory vault, their minds linked stronger than ever. Ilaren's machine part hummed softly, a reminder of the sacrifice she carried. The first wave of drones came fast and fierce, but the defenders held steady. Carter's blaster fired, but it was the minds united that turned the tide. Ilaren sent waves of calm, blocking fear and doubt from the defenders' hearts. Hold your thoughts, she urged. Focus on strength. Carter felt the link stretch, pulling him beyond the physical. His mind reached into the dark fleet, trying to find a way to stop them. There, Ilaren whispered. Their command core. If we disrupt it, the fleet will fall. Then let's do it, Carter said. With a shared thought. They sent a powerful pulse through the link. Ilaren's machine part connected directly to the fleet's control system. Carter felt pain ripple through their minds as the machines fought back. Stay with me, he told Laryn. Her voice was weak but steady. We are stronger, together. Slowly, the fleet's movements faltered. Engines slowed. Weapons powered down. The dark ships drifted, powerless. The survivors cheered softly, but the battle was not yet over. Carter looked at Ilaren. Her face was pale, eyes closing. You're hurt. This was the cost, she whispered, to save us all. He held her hand tightly. We'll find a way to heal you. Our minds are linked now, she said. I will always be with you. As the sun rose over the forest, the dark ships began to retreat. The sanctuary was safe. Carter looked around at the survivors. This is just the beginning. We rebuild, we protect, and we live. Ilaren smiled, her strength returning slowly. And we do it together. From that day forward, the bond between human and the Zellari became a symbol of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest times, connection and courage could change the galaxy.